Death Row, Snoop Dogg, Dash, what I think Dellinger have been in the news lately. And this is starting to get a little spicy here. For those of you who don't know, I am Dave, a 10 plus year intellectual property attorney dealing with everything from patents, copyrights, trade secrets, as well as trademarks. And look it, man, I've been kind of going about my business, doing my videos on intellectual property, and everybody was talking about this whole Death Row thing. Snoop Dogg, Dash Dellinger. For those of you who don't know, Snoop Dogg recently, I won't say recently, probably about a couple years ago, bought Death Row Records. We all know Death Row, kind of being started by Suge Knight, having Tupac on it, and kind of that clout that's been around Death Row. Well, Snoop Dogg has bought Death Row, and trying to kind of give it a little CPR chest compressions, kind of bring it back. And seems like Dash Dellinger, who was a member back in the day in the 90s when Death Row was kind of around, seems like he kind of came back into the fold, and him and Snoop Dogg are kind of beefed out for apparently Snoop Dogg trying to take his intellectual property, his trademarks. And hey, look, man, I'll tell you what, I like Snoop Dogg. I think he's kind of becoming more than Morgan Freeman these days with kind of being able to do everything. His Olympics, he still do hip hop, he does commentating, but he kind of looks bad. And I'm gonna tell you why he looks bad from kind of what Daz is saying. And apparently Daz is actually his real cousin. You never know when you hear Snoop Dogg talk, because he always says cuz, but I had to kind of look at it, doing some research, and I think Daz is really his real cousin in real life. So we're going to go through what Daz has to say about Snoop Dogg and Death Row selling this intellectual property, and then I'm going to tell you, or I'm going to play what Snoop Dogg had to say. I'm going to let you guys know kind of what I think is an intellectual property attorney who's been doing this for 10 plus years. So, but before we get off into it, or as I pull it up, please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. So this is Daz, who, longtime member of Death Row. Him and Snoop Dogg are real life cousins, and it looks like they kind of fell out and kind of came back around in 2023 and kind of mended the relationship and started working together again, and then fell out again over this whole intellectual property thing. Y'all keep talking about this IP not important. This IP is whatever, Dave. We kind of do our own thing. We don't got to worry about IP. Just listen up on this one. So let's go. Hopefully I got this thing on 1X. I know a lot of times I listen to these things on 2X. Okay, we go. Let's go. Hey, the language is gonna get a little spicy, so I apologize. This is a family-friendly channel. Apologize for the language getting a little spicy as we kind of move on this interview, but I think this is very important to share with you guys, kind of give you guys my take on intellectual property, and in fact, to be honest, White Daz, I think, did the right thing. Let's go.
Besides that, he had came out with back on Death Row, but it wasn't nobody else putting no music out on Death Row. So we start working. I come in there, crank the engine up on that motherfucker. So everybody started working. Dad is in the motherfucking house. We back doing what we doing. We moving around this motherfucker. We got the album out. We making momentum. Then contracts come into play. I put these glasses on. I start reading fine line. They got everything they got to do with the past in there, which relinquish all my shit to them, which they are trying to get publishing wise and other things like that. And then it comes to my logos. You know what I mean? So the logos come into play with the music. And so they own all my shit in this contract. Everything. So I say take all that shit out. All that.
Take it out, baby. Take it out. Now, I will say, it's nothing, as I stop the video, just kind of give you my insights, because he said a mouthful there. It is not unthinkable for you to enter into an agreement with the company and they want to own all your intellectual property. But I will say, hey, back all the, because it seems like Daz, like I said, he's been around for since in the 90s, and it looks like he talked about earlier in this interview that he got publishing from Death Row kind of going back in the 90s. So it seems like this contract in present day wanted to essentially say, hey, Death Row is going to own all your publishing from back in the day. And that's dirty to say, hey, we're going to own your stuff from back in the 90s. even though it's 2023, 2024, 2025, we're still going to own that based on this new agreement that we did. I think Dash did the right thing to say, hey, man, take that out. But the fact that that was in the contract to say, hey, we're going to go back and own all your stuff from back in the day, you're publishing and all that, I think, number one, that's BS. Then it seems like I said, it's not unthinkable or fathomable, the fact that they're trying to get all this IP going forward. But again, when you are OG in the game and kind of been through it and kind of got screwed early on, he's like, no, I want to own all my IP, not just the music, not just my publishing back in the day, but the music going forward, the logos, the trademarks, all of that. So that's kind of what he's talking about. And I kind of feel him on that, if I'm being honest with you. But again, if you guys disagree with me, let me know in the comments. Let's kind of pull it up and see what else he has to say about the contract situation. He put on those specs. Let's go.
So we come out with the album. He's still trying to play hardball and talk shit, like this and that. I mean, it's all cool and shit. So, personally, I don't even know what I did to him. I ain't never fucking on this bitch. I ain't never stuck up. Make niggas respect us from day one.
Sorry about
I'm the enforcer of the Dogg Pound. Me, Nate Dogg, and a couple of others. You know what I mean? And that was my position. And producer. I'm getting 50% of each motherfucking song plus percentages on my writers. So that's damn near 60 to 65%. You know what I mean? And plus, I give niggas a little leeway to help niggas out. So I give them a little percent on my shit because, I'm clocking all the percent because I didn't want to be on Death Row. I just told them I need one album with y'all and we see how it go. You know what I mean? So I started dropping solo albums because I taught them niggas how to do the independent game. So don't reverse the drama on me. And we need a team and a team over there. So 2025 coming to play. We good all the way up to there. No thing. So I go to Death Row Records in July to prepare to do the dog food videos they wanted me to do. Plus, I've been doing everything they asked me to do. We've been cool all the way up to stuff. So, in May
this year,
they filed for trademarks.
Oh,
still
the
Dogg Pound and all the other stuff. So, this was in May. So, months go by. I go there in July. I still don't know about the trademarks and all that.
That's crazy.
I do the work. They smiling all on my face like, yeah. But knowing behind my back, the niggas wouldn't try to trademark my shit. So I find out in July that Christy Wushi from Death Row, an attorney over there, trademarked the Dogg Pound DPG. So I hear Snoop and say, what's up with your lawyer? I ain't cussing, I ain't go hard or nothing. I just found out that y'all tried to trademark the Dogg Pound, and that's how I know. Yeah, nigga, I did it, nigga, and being tough, like that's what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? So all hell break loose. He do a show, he don't take me, take everybody else. Like, yeah. And
that's pretty much it from what Dash has to say that I wanted to play you guys. But just as a recap, it seems like 2025, which is this year, he kind of messing around with them. They kind of doing smoking, having a good time. This is in July of this year. And the fact that they tried to trademark a number of different marks in May. So just 2 months earlier, that apparently Dash had kind of a big part in, whether it was DPG, whether it was Dogg Pound, so forth and so on. They not only did not tell them, but they're kind of going through the process. And man, that's number one, that's in my opinion dirty. But business is a dirty game, and that's why you need to, anytime you have your intellectual property, you need to protect that first, because this is a first come, first serve for the most part in terms of getting nationwide protection. So yeah, you can be using it, and you could probably carve out some protections from that standpoint. But if you want nationwide protection of your trademark, of your intellectual property, logos, word marks, Dogg Pound, all that, you need to file at the USPTO yourself, and don't rely on somebody else doing it. And it really is going to help you out when it's time to kind of get into negotiations, because now you already have intellectual property that you own. It seems like in this case, Dash, he came up with, again, I'm just going off of what he said, the Dogg Pound, DPG, number of different marks. However, he did not trademark them. The Snoop Dogg and his team, his attorneys, at least filed for trademark applications. I think the DPG that got rejected. As kind of me doing my research, and I looked deep into this, it got rejected over some other marks, so it looks like he's not going to be able to get that. However, I still think that was dirty business to do that, number one. And then when your boy, your cousin try to confront you, like, hey, it seemed like according to him, it wasn't disrespectful. Try to say, hey, what was going on? He like, man, yeah, I did it, and kind of got big with him. So I thought that was some BS, in my opinion, as an IP attorney. But more importantly, man, you need to protect your intellectual property. And let's see what Snoop Dogg has to say about this one. It's a short video, but I think this is a bad look for Snoop, man. In my opinion, my personal opinion, I like Snoop Dogg. I think everything that he's been doing has been great, but I think this is a bad look for Snoop. Let's see what he has to say about this one. Hold on, let me get the volume up. It's only 23 seconds, but it's a hell of a 23 seconds. Let's go.
But hate on me, huh? In a minute, I'm gonna fuck you up, cuz, on some real shit. Not physically, but business-wise. Because you broke as a motherfucker right now, so I'm gonna fuck you up in a minute, cuz. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone, cuz. I'm gonna fuck you up. Leave me alone. I see.
Hey, look, that's Snoop Dogg. That's his reply to Daz, kind of essentially airing him out. I think that's a bad look for Snoop, man. I think, he hurt. He like, look, man, y'all, I'm trying to come back in good faith and do business with y'all, make music with y'all, and get my just due. As it seems like he, 50 years old and trying to get his just due, feed his family, and seems like they try to stiff him. And he like, no, man, I'm not doing that. Take this out of the contract. I'm not giving you all my IP, especially my IP from back in the day. He kind of hurt that y'all filed the IP back this year in May. And he like, that's bull. Next thing you know, you nutted up on him. So he like, okay, the only way I can get this out is to go public. Now he goes public, and I Snoop Dogg like, hey, man, I know you broke. I know you don't got no money. So I'm finna, hit where it hurt, the pocketbooks. I'm going to take you to court, and I'm going to drain you even more. I think that's a bad look for Snoop. Let me know what you got. And I like Snoop. Like I said, I think he's the Morgan Freeman of this day. We all know he was a great rapper. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. Do you agree with Snoop? Do you disagree with Snoop? Do you think that Dez is telling the truth? Do you think Snoop is telling the truth? I'll tell you who's been doing this for 10 plus years that I think it's some validity to what Daz is saying. Obviously, Snoop, the trademark that he filed, at least the DPG one, has got rejected. It's going to be tough for him to get that one. However, this is a lesson learned. Make sure you file this intellectual property, protect your IP early on, because I think that you're not going to do it and somebody else, you're not going to do it and somebody else is going to do it. Man, you put yourself in a tough position. So that's kind of my thoughts, man. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button and be a part of the IP community. And again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. You guys take care. Peace.